Alright guys, Amangandang Amaga to all my Filipino people. And to everybody. So, there's a couple things I'm going to talk about today. It's going to be random talk, okay? Let me take this out. I'm just getting off of work. Let me take my jacket off. Alright. Okay. And I have a sweater on. First of all, I have this sweater on. I don't know if the words are backwards or straight, but for me, I'm looking in the camera and the words are backwards. But it's The Wallace Life. This is my other family YouTube channel. Okay, guys? See that? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, right? But anyway, my stepdaughter made this for me. Years ago. I got this for Christmas. So that was nice. Okay. So I want to give you guys an update on the story I talked about. My Filipino wife sends all my money to the Philippines, or it was something like that. It was my Filipino wife sends my whole check to her family, right? Or my Filipino wife take my whole check, right? It was something like that. I forgot the title of it. But anyway, it got a lot of views, okay? But some people want to know, like, what's going on with this guy. They want to know an update on how everything is going. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update, because I did contact the guy and I did talk to him. Okay, we discussed some things, and as you know, if you didn't, well, I'm sure you watched the other video. If you haven't seen the other video, you go back to my videos and find it. Okay, maybe I'll put the link at the bottom of the first video. So he was working 2 jobs, working his butt off. Like, he goes in at 5 a.m. He gets off about 2:30, sometimes 3:30. But he has to be at his other job at 3:30. Then when he gets off his first job at 2:30, he would rush home, pick up his Filipino wife, and they both work at the same place on the second job, okay? On his second job. So he would take her to work. They go to work and they work together. And then they work until about 11 p.m. at night. Then he goes home. I don't know, maybe it's like a 30-minute drive to get home. So what, like 11 to 11:30, he's home. He's got to eat, take a shower, whatever. So I just give him another hour. So it's about 12. So about 1, he's probably trying to get to sleep. But guess what? About 3:30, 4 o'clock, he needs to get back up, because he has to be back at work at 5 a.m. So this guy's not getting any real good sleep. Somehow he's managing. Somehow he's doing this. And I've talked to him. I'm like, man, how can you keep doing that? And then he keeps telling me that his Filipino wife listen to this, guys. He said his Filipino wife make sure that he gets up to go to work. Okay? Now, when he said that, I kind of look at it like 2 ways. Like, okay, either she's forcing him to go to work so he can make money so they can send back, or is she just being nice to make sure her husband gets up on time to be at work? So which one is it? Okay, you guys figure that out. Which one is it? How much time I got? Like, okay, 30 minutes. Okay. So she gets him up for work and he goes to work. So he did mention there's times that he's sleeping on the couch because they're arguing or whatnot. Things don't go his way. And he did mention that his Filipino wife does not want to eat any more manok, chicken. Now she prefers and she only wants beef. Beef. And he said, don't you know how much beef is? It's expensive. I said, yes, it can be. So his Filipino wife does not want to eat chicken. He said one day he tried to get some chicken to buy and she was upset because he bought chicken. So she does not want to eat chicken. She only wants to eat a little bit of pork, but she prefers beef. So that's what he has to buy when they go grocery shopping is beef products. Okay. And then he did talk about him getting a third job, and I said, "What? Like, how can you even function? You're barely walking around now, working, and now you want a third job? I'm like, when do you have time for that?" So he indicated that he wants a third job on the weekend. He wants to work on the weekend, like a part-time third job. I'm like, so what are you trying to do? Like, what are you guys trying to accomplish? Are you trying to like buy land, or what are you trying to do? He said, oh, she already bought like 2 lots. She got the money and she bought 2 lots and this and that. And I'm like, oh wow. So I don't know. Like I'm not in the guy's relationship, okay? So I don't know how it is. But from what I get back from him, it's almost like he's in a position where he has to do these things. He feels like he has to do these things. He has to give her his whole paycheck. He has to go to work or she's going to get mad, right? That's what he said. If he doesn't go to work, she's going to get mad. I'm thinking to myself, like, what is wrong with you? Okay? But he chose to be in this kind of position, and he chose to keep doing it. He chooses to keep doing it. And I guess I don't know if feels like he's stuck, or he's just that type of guy that he has a woman now and he doesn't want that woman to leave him, because most likely in the past he hasn't had a woman that really stuck by him, and he probably feels like she sticks by him, but she's pretty much guiding him in a way. Okay. And this is his Filipino wife. So he wants to get a third job, and he said he needs to get away. Like, he wants to kind of get away from her because he sees her too much. That's what he says. So what do you guys think? Do you think he needs a third job? Do you think what does he need to do? I want to hear some comments. What do you think this guy needs to do? Should he continue to send his paycheck or give his paycheck to his wife and let her handle all the money to purchase everything, and just give him, she cooks food and she gives him enough, whatever, to spend or whatever, get gas? Or should he leave? Or should he not get a third job, but he feel like he wants the third job to get away? Because he says he sees her enough at home and he sees her enough on the second job. And when he told me that the first time, I was like, dude, how you're not gonna have time for your wife? That's my first thing. Like, you're not gonna have time for your wife if you do that. Okay? It may be fine and dandy the first, you get all this money at first, but then after a while, that stuff gets old. Like, you're not gonna be seeing your wife and you're gonna be working all the time. It's not gonna work out. Okay? Unless both of you are just focused on that. So what do you guys think he should do? Okay? Put some comments down there. I'm going to also put a link in the description. No, a link in the comment section. I'm gonna pin it to the top, and you guys can click on that link to see the first part of this video. Okay, when I first posted it. Now this is another thing I want to talk about, because there's another guy. Okay, he's another guy he's from I think Nigeria or something like that. But anyway, which I don't have a problem with people. I don't have a problem with people going to other countries and working at all. Okay, people are doing that so they can make money, and I know there's a lot of opportunities for people to come overseas or come from other countries and come here, make their money to send back home and get property. Okay, and I'm from here, and I feel like I want to buy land like in the Philippines. I want to buy land in the Philippines. Well, I can't buy land technically. My wife can buy it. It'd be like partially her. It's more hers than it is mine. I can buy a condo, right? I can buy a condo in the Philippines. So I feel like that's where I want to put my money, because it's easier, it's cheaper, and I have something that's mine, in another place in this, because Philippines is just beautiful, period. The vibe there is just great. Okay, but there's a lot of people that come to the United States, and I've noticed, because I talked to some of these guys, and I kind of want to see like where is their head at, like what are they thinking when they come here. And this guy informed me that he said, oh, let me tell you this, guys. So the Nigerian guy, every time I see him, his eyes is bloodshot red. I'm like, man, you look awful tired. You're like very, very sleepy. And I see him sometimes, he's about to fall asleep. He said, yeah, I just got off of work. I'm like, what? I'm like, he said, yeah, I got another full-time job. So when he gets off of this job, he goes to another full-time job, almost the same hours, and he gets off at 11, 12 at night. Then he got to get back up and be at work at 5 on his first job. I'm thinking like, why is all these people doing this? So it just dawned on me, there's a lot of people from other countries that come here, and their main focus is to make as much money as possible. Because that Nigerian guy informed me, he's like, he's making some decent money by working all these hours, but it's very, very hard on his body. Okay, he's got a family and everything, but he's more focused on making American dollar, send it back home to Nigeria or send it back home to Africa. And I think it's called ruble, or I can't remember their currency. I think it starts with an R or something. But he's more focused on grabbing that American money, because like I think he said like $1,000 is like $1 million something in money that's in Nigeria or Africa. He said that's a lot of money to a lot of people. So he's making as much money as possible, even though his body is suffering and he's tired. He knows how far his money is going to go when he gets back, when he goes back. So his plan is to work very hard, as many jobs as possible here in the U.S., and send that money back home to build his empire. He's going to build a couple of like boarding houses or boarding apartments for students that want to go to school, and they will have a place to live. So he's building like apartment units like that, smaller units in blocks, maybe have like 5 in one unit or something, 5 in one block. So he's building something like that, and he's buying land. He's buying like hectares, like so many hectares at a time, and he's buying the hectares next to each other all together. So he can expand the land and build a big wall around like a compound. So his family and his kids will have something later on in the future. So, and I applaud him. I'm like, we got to give this guy credit. And sometimes, he may come in late or whatever. And I give him credit. And sometimes I tell people like, give him a break. Like, this guy's working very hard and he's still trying to get here. Like, I don't feel like a company or anyone should discipline someone that's working that hard. Even though there's rules and the attendance policies that you have to follow, I feel like if someone's working that hard and you can clearly see it in his eyes, you can clearly see it, and he's working. Some people you can just tell, honesty over people that are lying, okay? Over time you can tell when a person's lying. But some people are good at it, so you can't tell. But when I see a person like that, and I know a person like that, you got to give them a break. Like, give them a break. Don't write them up. Let them keep their job, because they're trying to make ends meet and they're trying to accomplish something. I don't believe firing someone for being late a couple of minutes when they just got off of work from another job, especially if they've been on the other job for like 4 or 5 years. So I know what he's trying to do, and he's not the only one that's told me this. So now I know why a lot of people come here. I know why a lot of people come to U.S. because the money goes a long way. And even if you're a foreigner and you travel over to the Philippines, your money can go a long way depending on where you're at. But if you go into those areas like BGC, Uptown, Makati, I don't know about Greenbelt. There's some more other places, but those real Americanized places, some of those prices are the same as America. So keep that in mind. Don't think that every part of the Philippines you're going to get a deal, okay? There are deals within those places, but for the most part, most tourist people, they just tend to flock over where those modern westernized places are. And they eat there and they do this. And sometimes it is cheaper and sometimes it's not. But you get more bang for your buck if you travel outside of those places, okay? Not saying travel all the way to the province, but you can come outside of Makati, Manila, and see like the Philippines, how it is. And you get more bang for your buck. And you're going to enjoy yourself even more with the local people. That's why I love the Philippines. That's why I love it so much. I love it. But yeah, so now I understand, which I already knew this, but I understand it even more that he talked to me about it. Okay. And now that's why you see a big fluctuation of people coming here, because a lot of them, they want to make something of themselves. They want to make something for their families and their kids. A lot of the adults that come here, they're trying to make something happen. So when their kids, if something happened to them, then their kids are going to have property and land. And that's the key thing. They have land, they can live on it, okay? And no one can take it away from them. But that's it, guys. Tell me what you guys think about the whole story I talked about the guy and his Filipino wife taking all his money, but he's still with her. So I don't know. I'm not in his relationship, so I can't really say exactly like what he's thinking. But he tells me only certain things, but I know there's like more to the story that he hasn't told me, because I feel like he's kind of hiding some things. But that's his business, right? That's him. Okay. He only tell me what I want to know. Okay. But tell me what you guys think, and I'll see you next one. Take care. Salamat to all my Filipino people. Mahal kita to all my Filipino people, and see you next one. Take care. Peace.